How you guys doing? Kevin here. You already knew that. And you know that we like to talk about high and low end luxuries, high and low end luxury and everything in between. And you know today's one of those in between days because today's video we're going to talk about all of my favorite pop culture things in 2022. More specifically, my favorite games of the year, my favorite movies, and my favorite TV shows of the year. I just thought that this would be fun. I played a lot of games, watched a lot of movies, and I watched a lot of shows. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. I do have a scent of the day. I actually just got this today, and because Walgreens had a great half off of like their Christmas stuff. And so I just went ahead and got this staple piece in my collection. I used to wear it a lot. I actually forgot how good this smells. It's a staple in most guys' collections. It's just Black by Kenneth Cole. Definitely a banger, definitely old school, definitely still holds up. So yeah, it's real nice. We have a lot to go over and get through today, guys. So let's just jump right into it. I let's first, I've got notes, I've got my iPad, I've got lots of things, lots of points of reference to make. So my favorite games that I played in 2022 are Riders Republic. It's just a nice like sports game where you get to ride a bike basically on different types of like areas like mountains and woods, like all that stuff. I really got into it because there is actually a section of the game that was sponsored by Prada. They did a collab with Prada, and you get to like do winter themed things that you can get, attire and stuff for your character. I really thought it was cute, thought it was nice. Um, the next game that I want to talk about is Sifu. Sifu is a third person action fighting game, like action adventure, like beat 'em up fighting game where you're just going through different levels. But this art style is unlike anything that we've seen, at least in a really long time. The really great thing about this game is every time you die in the game, whenever you come back, you're older. So that's a really neat mechanic that they put in the game, and I highly recommend it. It's difficult. It's not like a long game, but it's not even on the easiest settings, because whenever I play a new game, I play on the easiest setting the first time. It's definitely not the easiest game. The next game that I want to talk about is Stray. Stray is fun because there are no humans in the game. You basically play as, honestly, a cat that is trying to get back to its family. It's got to go on this adventure in this like post-apocalyptic world, and the only kinds of things that you run into are like robots. Kind of everything's taken over by robots, and so you go through this game and you go through this world with the point of view of a cat. It's unlike anything else that has ever come out. I think it's fun, and it just gives you a lot of perspective. I love it because I love cats, but I'm deathly allergic. So for me, it was just a fun, like, new way to play, like, something that I'm used to, like action adventure. Um, I really wanted to play Callisto Protocol. That was like, coming into the last 6 months of the year. That was like the game of all games that I wanted to play. It's by the people that did Dead Space. It's very much like Dead Space looking. I just did not get a chance to play it. So hopefully I will get to play it soon, and I can give my updated opinion on it. Very, very sad. Um, but I did get to play Evil West, which is another game that I had on my list, but I wasn't as excited about it because I wasn't sure with the gameplay. And Evil West is just a good, like, old-fashioned, like, third-person shooter. It very much plays out like a PS3 action-adventure game. Not so much in the way it looks, but just, like, it doesn't have, like, all the extra gimmicky stuff. You just point and shoot. And it's just a lot of fun. So, yeah, if you are a gamer, please check these out. Now, my personal game of the year is very it's very controversial. I put over 200 hours into this game. I'm still playing this game just because it's a lot of fun. And a lot of people hated this game so much that the people that put this game together have disbanded, and they're now part of another company. It's horrible, honestly, but basically this is like the reason people hated this game is the reason that I am not more active in the gaming community and don't like to play with other people and don't even like call myself a gamer that much because it's just embarrassing and it's awful. So my favorite game of the year was the Saints Row reboot. I mean, I don't know what to say. I've played every other Saints Row game, and this game was just better in every single way. It was like a reboot, like retelling. The characters, like, they meet in college, and they literally build everything from the ground up. All the mechanics in the game are fantastic. The way that you get to pretty much mold and make your own character is fantastic, and it's better than the same mechanic in any other Saints Row game. Basically, people didn't like it because in the preview to the game, like the game trailer before the game even came out, basically there's a black female character that was like the lead character or like the boss in the game that you would play, even though if you've played these games before, they're all created characters, and it irritates me so much because people kept calling this game like woke trash and all that stuff, and being inclusive and things like that, it's not the same as being woke. That's a whole other thing that I will not go into, but yeah, the Saints Row 2022, my favorite game of the year. Gamers Can Die Mad. That's my favorite game. Moving on, my favorite movies of the year, and in no particular order, Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, Grim Cuddy, The Gray Man, Spiderhead, and Scream. Now, I will say I have some honorable mentions. Hocus Pocus 2, Uncharted, and Morbius. A lot of people hated Morbius too, for whatever reason. I think because a lot of people couldn't forgive Jared Leto's Joker, which, again, I don't think there was anything wrong with. They just hated Morbius. I think had Sony not made the movie, it would have been better. They should have just let Marvel make the movie. Sony just doesn't make good superhero movies or like good like Marvel character movies, because there were some things that were wrong with it, but I thought the story was good. I love Jared Leto. I love him as an actor. So it was just kind of silly that so many people get so upset about the dumbest stuff. Anyway, my most watched movie of 2022 is my favorite sci-fi horror movie called The Void. If you love horror and you love sci-fi and you love just good old-fashioned like FX in movies, this movie will knock your socks off. It's like got cult shit in it. It's fantastic. Um, my least favorite movies and or movies that I just hated that I thought were garbage this year were the Candyman reboot, the Batman, the Hellraiser reboot, and Halloween Ends. They're just are things that shouldn't be remade. The Batman was the only thing on this list that wasn't a reboot or a remake. My problem with Batman wasn't the actors in the movie. I had no problem with him playing Batman. My problem with that movie was there was just too much going on. They were trying to tell like 6 different stories, and they tried to stuff as many Batman villains as they could. Me and my husband didn't even finish the movie. We couldn't. After like 2 hours, we were like, this is actually going nowhere, and we just didn't finish it. Next, I want to talk about my favorite TV shows of the year. Now, this isn't going to be in any sort of list either. This is, or as far as like, 1 to 10 or whatever. These were just the things and shows that I loved so much in 2022. Abbott Elementary, it's by far one of the best shows of the year. I can't imagine that you all aren't watching it, but if you are not watching it, the 2nd season just started, so it's so funny. Reservation Dogs, it's exactly, well, I mean, it's about a tribe that lives on a reservation, but like there's so much more. It's so funny. It's like a teen like angst dramedy, but it's not. Just watch it. 1899, about the ship that goes missing in 1899. And so that show takes a crazy twist about 3 episodes in. Highly recommend it. The Sandman, based off the DC comics, fantastic. I just wish that they would have made more episodes. I cannot wait for another season. It was so good. My husband and I binged it in like 2 days. So good. Candy, it was on Hulu. It is it was a true story that they turned into a show. Just one of those 2 best friends, one kills the other one. It's very that. It's so good. The next show that, again, me and my husband, we binged the whole thing in like 2 days. All of Us Are Dead. It's Korean, I think. To be fair, we watched probably 10 Korean horror shows last year and just as many like Korean horror movies. So I'm pretty sure All of Us Are Dead is Korean. It's from what I remember, it's dubbed, but the story is just very good, and the pace is really good for like the content of the show, and that it's one of those shows that only really revolves around like a group of people. And you all probably know like those shows can get like repetitive. Anyway, watch it. It's great. Banner of Heaven. I think it was on Hulu too. Andrew Garfield is just superb. It's kind of a bummer. It's a slow burn for sure, but if you have the time and you're into like Christians being bad, but like really like evil, gotta watch it. It's so good. Blockbuster, like a lot of you who actually remember going to Blockbuster, This is something that I binged in a day. It's just cute. It's funny. It's brainless. It's just, you can get through the whole thing in a couple hours. It was just a really cute show, and it's just so much nostalgia. I don't have to really say anything about this, but Dahmer, we watched that. It was fantastic. Evan Peters was amazing. It's hard to look at him the same after watching it, but it's fantastic. You all know my obsession with Jeffrey Dahmer ever since I was a kid. If you like Star Wars, Tales of the Jedi was fantastic. Again, wish they would have made more episodes. Hope that they make another season, just because it was so good. Like, every episode is different, but it's nice that they, you know, there's like glimpses of other things that we saw like in other animated or like the movies and stuff. Very, very good. A show that I was not going to watch in 2022 that blew us away was Miss Marvel. It was just never a character that I was interested in the comics. And I played that horrible Captain America, or not Captain America, I'm sorry. I played that horrible Avengers game last year. It was the one that was like real buggy. But the girl that plays Miss Marvel and like all the Easter eggs, and it was just so good. The story's so good. Definitely the show that surprised me the most. And then the last show that I watched that I loved so much in 2022 is Only Murders in the Building. It's got Selena Gomez in it. It's got Martin Short in it. It's just that older type of comedy, because Martin Short's in it, and if you know, you know. Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez. You can just imagine like their chemistry together. It's a really, really good show. Also slow in some parts, but the story itself is interesting to like keep it going. And it's kind of a whodunit throughout both seasons. So yeah, definitely check those out. I don't really have anything else to talk about. I'm sorry it took so long to get this video up. I just thought it would be really, really fun to do. What were your favorite movies of 2022? What were your favorite shows? Do you even watch movies and TV? Do you have time like I do, you know, in between a busy work life and home life and YouTube? If you play games, what were your favorite games of the year? Do you agree with any of mine? Are there any that, you know, you played that you were pleasantly surprised, or played that you didn't like? Did you play Saints Row and also hate it for the wrong reasons? Yeah, let me know down in the comments. I love you guys so much. Thank you. I think that I've got one more like 2022 like wrap up video coming, and then everything else will be new content, unboxings, all that stuff that you all love and that you're here for. I just think that these year-end like types of reviews are a lot of fun, and I'm happy to do them, and I'm like happy to do stuff that's not always luxury. So I'm multifaceted. But I love you guys so, so much. Thank you for tuning in and seeing me. Guys, I'm almost to 200. Let's get me there. Let's pop it out. Let's go. But take care of yourselves. Love yourselves, more importantly. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.